Welcome to module number 1, overview of better business cases. Even before we get into an overview of the better business cases, I would like to quickly take you through the reasons why better business cases is needed. Public sector bodies worldwide invest large amounts of money each year on new or replacement infrastructure. For example, in the United Kingdom has over 900 public sector organizations, and typically planning and procuring around 10 key investments each year. So you've got 900 public sector organizations, and each public sector has, let's say, roughly around 10 key investments. And each investment goes through 3 key iterations of business cases. So it's altogether 27,000 business cases, and an average cost of £50,000 is spent on producing each of those business cases. And if you kind of add up the numbers, it comes up to roughly £1.35 billion spent on business cases each year within the public sector. Now, that's a huge amount of money. And since we are spending so much of money, it's important that we have the right skill sets and the right competencies to develop these business cases. It's essential to make the right choices and demonstrate value for money. Oftentimes, investments go down the drain without any benefit for the organizations because we have not kind of put in adequate thought in choosing the right option for making the right investment. And it's vital for scrutinizing proposals, no matter what size the proposal is, be it a complex and a big size proposal to a very small size investment or proposal. Better business cases is an appropriate thing to work on. Moving on to the next slide, the case for a business case. Gartner, which is one of the leading research companies, their studies, they suggest 75% of the projects are considered to be failures by those responsible for initiating them. Now, that's a huge percentage of projects. And some of the reasons why these projects go into a failure mode is because solutions fundamentally did not do what was agreed, missed deadlines, over budget. Almost half came in 200% over budget. Another research firm, Standish Group, found that 31% of projects were cancelled outright, and the performance of 53% was so worrying they were challenged. Now, these numbers are quite alarming, and therefore the need for us to have a good thinking process in terms of understanding the ideas behind investments. Do we really need the investment? Is it really value for money for us as an organization? Is it really attractive to the supply community? So these are some vital questions that business case would address, and therefore it's important that we have proper competencies and a proper structure to develop a business case. Moving on, what would constitute success in terms of the success of the project or failure? Now, we've got a few questions over here. Has the project satisfied the business requirements of the primary stakeholders? That's one of the key success factors. End of the day, we deliver projects to cater to the needs of the stakeholders. And if the stakeholders are not happy with the ultimate outcomes of the project, it would be considered a failure. Another key factor would be where the deliverables produced on time and within budget, or as amended by agreed change control. Now, the two key constraints of any organization are time and money, and a key success factor is to produce the deliverable within the agreed upon time and within the agreed upon budget. Another key question is, do the business owners perceive the project to be successful? Is there a perception of success with the business owners is another factor to gauge. And has the project delivered the business value promised in the original case for doing it? Oftentimes, we might deliver a particular product, but if it does not really cater to the needed outcome, then it does not really meet the purpose. An example would be an organization might have issues with payroll processing within the organization. They have, let's say, a huge number of errors in payroll processing, which is impacting the productivity and satisfaction of their internal employees. Now, the organization might undertake a project to deliver or rather implement a payroll processing system. It could be delivered within time and within budget, but if that application or software does not really cater to the needed value in terms of reducing the payroll processing errors, now that would be deemed as a failure. Putting the right foot forward. Now, oftentimes there is this perception that failure starts at the point of delivering a particular project, but in reality, project failure starts from its point of conception. Failure directly relates to the quality of the business case. Benefits are often never achievable in the first place. Now, one of the challenges with business case writers is to articulate unrealistic benefits in the business case just to get a sign off from the decision makers. So the quality of the business case in terms of clearly articulating the benefits is an important exercise. Oftentimes, benefits are exaggerated to obtain funding, and there is insufficient understanding of business changes needed. Now, there is a greater need for us to choose the right project. There are multiple options available to achieve the end goal, but then which one is the right option? Where do we invest? It does require a bit of science, a bit of thinking, and that's where business cases kind of come into perspective. Now, when we articulate benefits, it's not only necessary that the benefits be hard benefits, meaning high financial returns. They could also be soft benefits, resulting in, let's say, a better reputation for the organization or greater morale for the organization. So the focus should be a blend of both hard and soft benefits. Now, as a part of the overview, it's important that we distinguish a project from a program. So here we have a few ideas pertaining to what a project is. Now, Prince2 is one of the popular methodologies for managing projects. Prince basically stands for Projects in Control Environments. It's a product of Axelos, and it is a de facto standard for managing projects in quite a number of countries. Now, Prince2 defines a project as a management environment that is created for the purpose of delivering one or more business products according to a specified business case. That's an interesting definition. And if you kind of break them down into what are some of the characteristics, a project is something that is defined and finite in life cycle. In other words, there is a definite start date and there is a definite end date. If an investment or if an initiative is ongoing in nature, we would rather consider that as operations or business as usual. On the contrary, projects are defined and finite. They usually have a clear and measurable inputs and outputs. There is a corresponding set of activities and plans, and there is a dedicated amount of resources. It could be money or time or people or equipment that are allocated. And it has a temporary organizational structure for governance and delivery. Please keep these characteristics in perspective when you think of a project.